Hi chess friends, today we are going to witness the Liren's blunder against Nihal. Nihal plays with white, Liren is black. Nihal starts with e4, Liren plays e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. This opening is called as Roy Lopez Murphy defense. This move was popularized by the great Paul Murphy. If bishop takes knight, d pawn takes bishop, knight takes e pawn, queen d4, forks knight and e4 pawn, and then queen takes e pawn, material is e1. Back to the position. Game continued as bishop a4, knight f6, castle on the king side. The e pawn is not protected. If knight takes e pawn, rook e1, knight c5, attacks the bishop, bishop takes knight, d pawn takes bishop, knight takes e pawn, material is e1. White has very slight advantage. Back to the position. So Liren played bishop e7, d3 protects e pawn out of the opening book. Rook e1 is the book continuation. b5 attacks the bishop, bishop b3, d6, bishop d2, bishop g4, pins knight to queen, c3, knight a5. Liren wants to exchange knight for bishop, bishop c2, Nihal not interested, c5, rook e1, moves the rook in front of the opponent's king. Liren immediately castle, h3, attacks the bishop, bishop h5, moves to safety, bishop c1. Nihal wants to develop the knight on d2 square, queen c7, knight b d2, rook a d8, moves rook in front of the opponent's queen. Nihal immediately moves the queen to e2, rook f e8, knight f1, d5. Liren attacks the center, knight g3, attacks the bishop, bishop g6, knight h4, d4, knight h f5. Nihal has an outpost for his knight, bishop f8, moves the bishop to safety, bishop g5, pins the knight to rook, rook e6, c pawn takes d4 pawn, e pawn takes d4 pawn, rook a d1, h6, attacks the bishop, bishop takes knight, rook takes bishop, queen g4, knight c6, stopping pawn to e5 square, f4, queen c8, bishop b3, pins f7 pawn to king, king h7, releases the pawn pin, queen h4, bishop takes knight, knight takes bishop. After some move, e5 will come, rook has to move, f7 pawn is not protected, so queen d7 to protect the f7 pawn, g4, rook g6, pins the pawn to king, king h1, unpins the g pawn, rook e8, e5. Slightly better is queen f2, knight a5, knight g3. Slightly better is rook e4, knight takes bishop, a pawn takes knight, queen d5 check, forks king and b3 pawn, king h2. Slightly better is knight e4, king g8, knight e4, queen takes b3 pawn, attacks the b pawn, queen f2, protects the b pawn, rook g e6, g5, queen d5 was played. Better is h pawn takes g pawn, knight takes g pawn, rook h6, rook g1, bishop e7, Black's king is safe behind 2 pawns, and the rook on h file is very strong and has 4 versus 2 pawn advantage on the queen side. Possibility on creating passed pawn is very high. Black has the advantage. Back to the position. Queen d5 reduces black's advantage, and now the game is equal. Rook g1, h5 was played. Better is h pawn takes g pawn, rook takes g pawn, bishop e7, rook g3, king f8. Game is well balanced. Back to the position. h5 is a blunder. Queen f3 attacks the h pawn. g6 was played. Alternate move is rook d8. Queen takes h5 pawn. Bishop e7. Rook d e1. g6. Queen h4. Bishop f8. Knight f6 check. Rook takes knight. G pawn takes rook. White's connected f and e pawns are very strong, and queen is in good position for an attack. White is winning from here. Back to the position. After g6, Liren resigned. Pause the video and find the best move which wins a piece. Compliments on finding the move. The move is knight f6 check. Rook takes knight. Queen takes queen. Queen is lost. So Liren resigned. This game's time control is 5 minutes plus 1 second increment. If you like the video, share, subscribe and like. Thank you. Now it's puzzle time. Wait to play and win. Post your solutions in the comment section.